In this question, we have a function f of x, and it is e to the x. Okay, now we've got a graph here. We can plot that e to the x there, and we have 2 points that a straight line goes through. All right, exactly accurate there, but we'll just adjust it. We're given 2 points. The first point is 0 and 1. The second point is 1 and e. And what we're trying to do is find an expression for this area here. Right? We're trying to find an expression for it, but we don't need to calculate it. Now it is a calculator assumed question, but because you don't need to calculate it, we can just use the calculator to help simplify our equations. So what we can remember is that it is the integral, the definite integral from the lower bound, which is this one here, which is 0, because you have to crawl before you can climb. So it's the 0 first, which is the x, and the next one is the 1. So we go from 0 to 1, and we always go from the function on top minus by the function down below. So the function on top is the straight line. I don't know what it is yet. Let's give it a name though. Let's give it a name called g of x, because why not? And we will minus by our function e of x, which we know is going to be e to the x. Okay, so that's the majority of the work. The hardest thing is going to be, how do you find this equation of the line? So we'll go through it step by step, but remember the equation for the line is y is equal to mx and plus c. So m is our gradient, and that's equal to our rise over run. Rise over our run. Now, we figured out that we ran along by 1, so 1 minus 0, and we went up by e minus 1. Okay, and so it's equal to this thing. So that is our value of m. And now what we need to do is find our value of c, right? So what we can say is we can substitute in a point, preferably 0 and 1. That'll make life really quite easy. So just looking at this now, if it is 0, the my axis should be up the top through here. And I've made a mistake by drawing it a little bit to the left, so just ignore that for now. Okay, so we'll substitute in sub point 0 and 1. Okay, so when we do that, we get the value of y is equal to 1, and this crazy thing that we figured out for m all becomes 0. Okay, and then plus c. So we can say with confidence that c is equal to 1. So really quickly, if you just look at the intersect with your y-axis, that there is going to be a value of c. So it just makes it nice and easy. So let's substitute our final equation, which is g of x. We said that's equal to e minus 1 x plus 1. Now we just need to substitute that into our original equation, which is this thing at the top. So let's go ahead and do that. So from 0 to 1 for this plus 1, now minus e to the x. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know if this guy can be simplified anymore. I'm sure it can, but let's just see what happens if we put it into the calculator. What does the calculator say? So we go to main, I'll clear my previous work, and we can say that the value of, I'll just use e, times by x plus 1 minus, all right, and see how it gave me like this weird 2-point something number? That's because I've got it in decimal, but I want it in standard. Now I just need to substitute the value of e in here. And it hasn't really done anything to simplify, but let's see if we can do something to make it simplify. So we'll say simplify here. And I don't know if that's more simple or not. So we'll leave the question here. This is our final answer. I have heaps more questions like this on my website. If you have any questions, reach out. I'd love to help. Put something in the comments, email me. Yeah, we'd love to help you with your exams and get better marks.